Some movies are exceptional because of the lasting impact they leave on viewers, and The Lost Boys is one of them. Today, we're taking a closer look at The Lost Boys, the 1987 cult classic that changed the vampire genre forever. With its stylish visuals, popular soundtrack, and young cast, the film quickly became a favorite among audiences and remains beloved decades later. At the time of its release, The Lost Boys introduced a group of rising stars who were suddenly thrust into fame. While the movie showed a thrilling and rebellious fantasy on screen, the real lives of many cast members were far more complicated. Some quietly stepped away from Hollywood, and others faced personal battles that followed them for years. Nearly 40 years later, we look back at who these actors were then and what they went through after the movie and how their lives ultimately unfolded. So, what really happened after the camera stopped rolling? Join us as we uncover the full story behind the cast of The Lost Boys. Number 1, Corey Haim. Starting off with Corey Haim, a guy who was just 15 years old when he starred in The Lost Boys. With his youthful appearance and natural charm, he quickly became one of the most popular teen stars of the 1980s. Fans saw him as relatable and innocent, and he was often described as the boy next door. After the success of The Lost Boys, Haim appeared in several hit films and became a fixture in teen magazines and television interviews. His fame grew rapidly, and he was one of the most recognizable young actors of his generation. However, behind the scenes, life in Hollywood was far more difficult than it appeared. Years later, Corey Haim revealed that he was sexually abused as a child actor. He explained that the experience deeply affected his mental health and sense of safety. At the time, there were few protections in place for young performers, and Haim said he often felt alone and unsupported. As the pressure of fame increased, Haim began struggling with substance abuse at a very young age. What started as experimentation quickly turned into addiction, leading to repeated stays in rehabilitation centers. Despite attempts to recover, his career slowed and financial problems followed. Sadly, Corey Haim passed away in 2010 at the age of 38. Today, he's remembered as a talented actor whose life was tragically shaped by early fame and trauma. His story has since become an important example in discussions about child actor safety and the long-term effects of exploitation in the entertainment industry. But it did not stop at Corey. Number 2, Corey Feldman. Next up is Corey Feldman. Feldman was 16 years old when he appeared in The Lost Boys. By that time, he was already a well-known child actor, having starred in several major films. Known for his confidence and strong personality, Feldman stood out among young performers of the era. Like Haim, Feldman experienced fame at a very early age. As he grew older, he began speaking openly about what he described as the darker side of Hollywood. Feldman had stated that multiple powerful figures in the entertainment industry abused child actors during his youth. For many years, his claims were dismissed by the public and media. His appearances were often mocked, and his behavior was labeled as strange or attention-seeking. During this time, Feldman also struggled with addiction, which further complicated public perception of him. Despite these challenges, Feldman survived and continued working in film, television, and music. As conversations about abuse in Hollywood became more common, many people began to reevaluate his story. His claims were no longer seen as isolated, but as part of a larger pattern within the industry. Today, Corey Feldman remains outspoken about his experiences and continues to advocate for better protection of child actors. He has stated that speaking out may have damaged his career, but he believes it was necessary. His story stands as one of survival and persistence in an industry that often discourages honesty. Number 3, Kiefer Sutherland. While the two Corey stories are interesting, another person that'll interest you is Kiefer Sutherland. Now, Sutherland was 20 years old when he played David, the leader of the vampire gang in The Lost Boys. His intense performance and commanding presence made him one of the most memorable characters in the film. Following the movie's success, Sutherland quickly became known for playing tough and rebellious roles. Off-screen, he developed a reputation as a heavy partier. which often attracted media attention. Over the years, he faced several legal issues, including multiple arrests for driving under the influence. Sutherland's personal life also became a topic of public interest. His engagement to actress Julia Roberts ended just days before their wedding, creating one of the most talked about celebrity breakups of the early 90s. The situation dominated tabloids and briefly affected his career. Unlike many of his peers, Sutherland was able to rebuild his public image. In the early 2000s, he found renewed success starring in the television series 24. The role earned him critical acclaim and introduced him to a new generation of viewers. Today, Kiefer Sutherland is seen as one of the few cast members who managed to recover from early fame and maintain a long-lasting career. His journey shows how reinvention and persistence can change the course of a career. Number 4. Jason Patric. Moving forward, we have Jason Patric, who was 21 years old when he starred in The Lost Boys. Known for his serious demeanor and emotional depth, he quickly gained attention as a promising young actor. His performance added a darker and more grounded tone to the film. As his career progressed, Patric became increasingly private. Unlike many actors of his generation, he did not seek constant media attention. Over time, he appeared in fewer projects and stepped away from the spotlight. Patric later became involved in a long and highly public legal battle over parental rights. The case lasted several years and drew national attention. It also contributed to broader discussions about fathers' rights and family law in the United States. Although he continued acting in select roles, Patric never returned to the level of fame he experienced early in his career. His decision to distance himself from Hollywood made him one of the most elusive actors of the era. Today, Jason Patric is remembered as a talented performer who chose privacy over celebrity. His story highlights the emotional cost of fame and the personal choices some actors make to protect their lives outside of Hollywood. Number 5. Diane Wiest. Now, while others entered the movie at a relatively young age, Diane Wiest appeared in The Lost Boys at 39 years old. Unlike many of the younger cast members, she already had years of acting experience. Her performance brought warmth and emotional balance to the film. Wiest never chased fame or celebrity culture. Instead, she focused on her craft and consistently chose meaningful roles. Over the years, she built a respected career across film, television, and theater. She earned multiple awards and critical praise for her performances, becoming known as one of the most reliable and talented character actresses of her generation. Her steady career path allowed her to avoid many of the pressures faced by younger stars. Diane Wiest's story stands in contrast to the struggles of her younger co-stars. Her experience shows how maturity, balance, and strong boundaries can lead to a long and successful career in entertainment. Number 6. Jami Gertz. Now, meet Jami Gertz, who was 22 years old when she played Star, the mysterious and gentle love interest in The Lost Boys. Her role made her one of the most recognizable faces of 1980s pop culture. After appearing in several popular films and television shows, Gertz made an unexpected decision. At the height of her acting career, she stepped away from Hollywood. Rather than continuing in entertainment, she focused on business and philanthropy. Gertz later became involved in successful investments and charitable work. Over time, she and her family built a fortune far beyond what most actors achieved during their careers. Today, Jami Gertz is considered one of the wealthiest former actresses in Hollywood history. She's also known for her philanthropic efforts, supporting education, healthcare, and community programs. Her story shows that success does not always come from staying in the spotlight. And that brings us to the cast of The Lost Boys. What began as a stylish vampire film became a defining moment in many of these actors' lives. Some found stability and success. Some chose privacy. And others faced struggles that changed them forever. Which story surprised you the most? Did you know what these stars went through after the film's release? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Timeless Cast. For for more then and now stories from the movies and shows you love. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.